Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel, CR Daredevil, with another episode of AEW. It is time for Dynamite once again, the first week of July in 2019. And after last week, we have a lot of stuff to cover, including the attack that happened in the main event that led Jay Lethal to defeat Cody Rhodes by countout, thanks to Brian Cage attacking Cody Rhodes during that matchup and leaving him laid out on the outside, as well as so much more. We're going to get into the action here this week on Dynamite. We open up in front of 2,939 people with Rosemary and the Bunny cutting a promo. They say that they do not care about Mickie James managing Riho and Kylie Ray. They're not worried. They're not scared. Because when you come from the Shadow Realm like they do, they have no fear. And if Rio and Kylie Ray want to step into their world, they're more than welcome to. Because not even the advice of Mickie James will be able to save them from the Shadow Realm. So, kind of some strong words there by Rosemary and the Bunny. Gets 44 rating. Good way to start off the show as it increases the heat for the storyline. From there, we have an opening contest that features Angel Williams, Ashley Lane, and Crazy Mary Dobson defeating Aspen Rose, Dream Girl Ellie, and Kenzie Page in 740 when Lane pins Kenzie Page with the standing Shiranari. Page, Ellie, and Rose are not signed to AEW. I just brought in 3 local workers to work that could put over Williams, Lane, and Dobson. Of course, last week on Dynamite, we saw that Crazy Mary Dobson is working with Angel Williams and Ashley Lane now, apparently. And they are able to get the job done in trios action here tonight. Getting a victory here, a decisive victory there. And kind of going from there. However, it's not what happens with this match, but it's what happens after the match that matters. Because after the match, Williams, Lane, and Dobson are in the ring celebrating. When Kaylee Ray comes out, Kaylee Ray is kind of standing there looking like she's getting ready for a fight. Ashley Lane puts up 3 fingers and then points at, Ray and just puts up 1 finger. And then Io Shirai comes out from the back. And Io Shirai, the Williams and Lane are kind of a little upset, but, that's still only 2. You still only have 2. And then the debuting Mayu Iwatani comes out to join Ray and Shirai on the stage as the crowd goes crazy. But Mayu Iwatani being here in AEW, she is standing there along with Io and Kaylee Ray as Williams and Lane are kind of looking on in surprise. And big moment there. So Mayu Iwatani is here in AEW. Of course, she has that connection with Io Shirai. They are former Stardom teammates and all that. So very interesting to see there. But yeah, so it looks like we are heading towards a bit of an evened up storyline here with these 3, with these 6 women, that is. So we're gonna have to see how things play out in the future, but should be very interesting to see. Mayu, doesn't know English right now, so kind of a little bit difficult there, but that's all right. That's all right. We'll get better with that. Dobson got better at her gimmick, though, so that's helpful. Then after that, the Dark Order's Stu Grayson and Evil Uno defeat the Bear Country in 10:08 when Grayson pinned Bear Boulder with a fatality. Grayson carrying the matchup, got a 58. Everybody else, low 40s. So, not too bad there, but Stu Grayson, Evil Uno, continuing to look strong for the Dark Order and continuing to really just run things here in AEW. Well, not run things, but continue to get momentum here in AEW. After the match, though, as they are celebrating the victory, the Thrill Seekers come running into the ring and chase off Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. Everett and Lee are able to do what they can to chase them off. And for the first time in weeks, we kind of see the Dark Order kind of backpedaling a little bit, Uno and Grayson bailed out of there, and and so people were able to actually chase them off. So kind of a big moment there as they are standing tall there, as Everett and Lee kind of stand tall as commentators kind of talk about how tonight's main event here on Dynamite will be Andrew Everett stepping up to take on a longtime legend of the business, as he will be taking on Chris Jericho. So that'll be a huge opportunity for that young man. We'll have to see how it plays out. After that, Andrea Ocampo is standing on the stage and introduces Matt Sydal, who kind of talks about how he suffered a little bit of an injury, but he's glad to be here in AEW. He's looking forward to the opportunities here in the company, and that he's looking forward to seeing what he can get done here in All Elite Wrestling. Then after that, a Haas match for sure, as Brian Cage defeats Luchasaurus in 9:26 by pinfall with a Weapon X. 50 rating for the match, 56 from Cage, 37 from Luchasaurus. A big Haas match that Brian Cage gets the victory in. Towards the end of the matchup, though, well, not towards the end of the match, during the match, people were kind of asking where's Jungle Boy at, because Jungle Boy wasn't at ringside with Luchasaurus. And then towards the end of the match, we see up on the screen, which is what led to Luchasaurus losing this matchup, that backstage, Jay Lethal was attacking Jungle Boy for some reason. Jungle Boy is getting beaten up backstage by Jay Lethal, and Jay Lethal leaves Jungle Boy leaves him down and out backstage. Not sure what's going on there. But Jay Lethal apparently having some sort of issue with Jungle Boy, just attacking him and leaving him laid out backstage. So then that's what led to Cage getting the victory with the Weapon X maneuver. However, after the match, Brian Cage is celebrating when all of a sudden Cody Rhodes comes out of nowhere and starts fighting with Cage. Cage and Rhodes brawl to the back as the crowd is going crazy about it. Cody Rhodes fighting with Brian Cage to the backstage area. Eventually, these two are going to have to meet in the ring, but we'll have to see when that ends up happening. Then after that, Frankie Kazarian gets a victory over Dalton Castle in 12:22 by pinfall to Back to the Future. 51 rating for the match, 53 from Kazarian, 45 from Dalton Castle. Pretty good back and forth matchup there that led to Kazarian getting the victory. Of course, Kazarian and his fellow SCU members targeting Kenny Omega and Austin Creed as of late. But tonight with this matchup, Creed and Omega not involved, as Kazarian gets a victory. Then Andrew Ocampo comes back out on the stage and introduces Pac, who is being interviewed, not really saying anything particular, just talking a little bit about some of the going-ons here in AEW, and saying that he's waiting for the next person. He's waiting for someone to want to step up and take on someone as good as Pac. Kind of just waiting to see who's going to step up to challenge him in the near future. Then we go backstage where Leva Bates is walking when she stops, almost as if she feels someone's watching her. She looks around, doesn't see anyone, and so continues walking. Seconds later, a shadowy figure emerges from hiding, having been there the whole time. So Bates is still being stalked, apparently. We're not sure who is stalking her, but she's still being stalked at this point. This was supposed to advance the storyline, and I must have forgot to do it, but yeah, Leva Bates is got a stalker, apparently. We'll have to see where things lead with that. Then, in women's tag team action, got a 42 rating. We have Alexis Kaufman and Tenille Dashwood teaming up to take on and defeat Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Priscilla Kelly in 12:05. Kaufman pins Priscilla Kelly with a Sparkle Splash. I still got to change the name of that. 42 rating for the match. That's not too bad. 45 from Dashwood, 38 from Kaufman, 37 from Priscilla Kelly, and 29 from Britt Baker. So Britt Baker, the weakest link of the four. But it did gain heat for both storylines, so that's really good. As, we had this tag team matchup with both storylines being involved. However, Kaufman pinned Kelly in it, so it's not like either storyline really fully advanced. It's one of those kind of teasing for potential matchups in the future kind of storyline thing going on there. But they went out and had a 42 rated matchup, which is pretty good. I will take that for sure. Then after that, backstage, Andy Ocampo is interviewing Shane Strickland. Strickland is sore. He's hurt. He's hurting right now over as he says that he doesn't have any idea why Wardlow attacked him. He doesn't know why MJF is targeting him. But if MJF wants to claim that he's better than Strickland, Strickland says that he's got to do it in the ring to prove that he is better than him. It says that at any point in time, he can either sick his little doggy after him, or he can do the thing himself. But either way, Strickland will kick both of their asses. So kind of a strong promo there from Strickland. Well, not strong rating wise, but strong words from Strickland as he says that he's not backing down from the potential 2-on-1 disadvantage he would be in going after MJF at this point. Then in a poor matchup, thanks to BJ Whitmer probably, Jake Hager is able to defeat Orange Cassidy in 10-21 by submission with a Patriot Lock. This, of course, is continuing the recent issues between the Jericho, I'm going to keep doing it, the Inner Circle and the Best Friends. These two groups have been going at it for weeks now at this point. And this time, Jake Hager gets a victory over Orange Cassidy. Cassidy tried to do what he could, but at the end of the day, Hager was just too much for him and got the victory. Then we have Austin Creed and Kenny Omega shown taking part in a press conference. They use the opportunity to publicly challenge so-called uncensored SCU to a tag team matchup. They said enough is enough. They're tired of this, the one-on-one games. They're tired of having to watch their backs. They say that they have somebody that they will have watching their backs if SCU wants to actually show up and fight them. So, tag team action. Creed and Omega versus two members of SCU at some point in the near future. Wasn't revealed whether it was happening next week on Dynamite or in a future episode of Dynamite, but they are issuing a challenge and seeing where things go from there. And then the main event of the evening, in a good back and forth matchup, they got a 59 rating. Let's go. Chris Jericho is able to defeat Andrew Everett in 10-01 by submission. Got him to tap out to the line tamer. Everett with a 52, Jericho with a 65. Unfortunately, it was the main event that got the crowd interested again. But good stuff there. A 59 rating to help close out the show as Jericho is able to get the submission victory. But Andrew Everett with a very strong performance. Looking good in the main event there. Show gets a 52. Lost popularity in one region, but we gained popularity everywhere else. So Southeast, we lost a little bit of popularity, but everywhere else we got popularity. So I'll take it. Like I've said in previous episodes, as long as we don't lose enough popularity in the Southeast to drop us out of medium size, then I'm fine. I'm fine with it because we're building up our popularity everywhere else in the world, and that's a good thing, obviously. And plus, as long as we keep turning out shows that are like 50 something, we should be okay. I think if I remember right, medium size is, it might be a little bit lower than that, or it might be a little bit higher than that before you go to small size. But I feel like by the point we would potentially run close to dropping to small size. I feel like at that point, that's when we should have the popularity built up for a lot of our wrestlers, and then we won't be getting penalized as much with our stuff. Because honestly, right now, that's kind of where some of our stuff is coming from. Is some of our segments aren't doing that great because there's not the popularity just isn't there, and some of our matches are not doing great either because of the popularity not being there. But once we start getting more popularity for our wrestlers, then companies should start really going on all cylinders. Nevertheless, another successful episode of AEW Dynamite as we continue to build towards a whole lot of stuff happening. Cody Rhodes and Brian Cage are brawling with each other. We've got issues with Shane Strickland and MJF apparently. We've got the Inner Circle and the Best Friends that are going to end up going to battle at some point. We've got that big. We've got the debut of Mayu Iwatani, who is showing up with Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray against Crazy Mary Dobson, Angel Williams, and Ashley Lane, as well as so much more happening. So much more happening for sure. Oh. Okay. Well, we lost ESPN Britain. We had a deal with ESPN Britain, but they were unhappy about Dynamite, and so they dropped us. That's fine. I'll just go get another provider, or another broadcaster in that area so we can do that thing. Rating center wise, still behind NXT. We actually had less viewers than NXT UK this week as well. But we had a stronger show than them. But it wasn't the strongest show of the night. In fact, we actually had a worse show than Lucha Underground. So there's that. As Ryback Reeves and the Lost Boys defeated Tommy Dreamer and Maximum Overdrive in a 67 rated matchup. So crazy stuff there. NXT this week was main evented by DIY defeating Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan by countout. And kind of going from there with that. Just wanted to check really quick before I end this episode, because I wanted to see okay, so that did get there. So looking at the broadcast, or the top 100 matches, because I wanted to look really quick here. Obviously a lot of stuff that we're filling up there, but Jericho defeating Andrew Everett is 14th on this list. The main event we just had. So I thought that match did pretty good compared to a lot of our show ratings so far, and there you go. Wasn't as great as some of those other matches you're seeing on there, but still, I'll take it being the 14th best. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that for sure. So that is going to do it for this episode. We are continuing to build up All Elite Wrestling, trying to build them up as a respectable company and seeing where things play out from there. But thank you all for watching. Definitely appreciate it. And we'll catch you all in a future video.